guess what? I got bangs, and I love them so far. They're like, I love them. I mean, they're not the way they're supposed to be because I had a track meet today, so I just put up my hair just like whatever. I just threw it up for the track meet today, so they're not really the way they're supposed to be. They're just boring. But anyway, today's the what is it? It's the 13th January, and I had a track meet. See, I'm wearing the uniform underneath my Doctor Who t-shirt. Support our Time Lords. Doctor Who, the show ever. I'm in love with that show. But, oh. What just happened? I heard a yell. Something happened. I'll ask about it later. But anyway, what was it? Oh yeah, I was throwing shots today. When I was throwing shot, weirdest thing happened because like I was writing this fan fiction, not during shot. I mean, I've been working on this fan fiction, and part of it I mentioned the Bastion Errata, but then I was thinking about that, and I'm still wearing my Doctor Who t-shirt. I'm practicing shot, and then I was thinking about the Bastion Errata. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't know, I find them so fascinating, even though they freak me out. And I was like, I had to keep telling myself, no, they're not real. But then I noticed when we were throwing shot, everyone had a second shadow, at least a second shadow, at least two shadows, and it was the weirdest thing. And I'm looking, I'm like, oh my gosh, everyone here has more than one shadow. That's not supposed to happen. So obviously it was the lights, I know that, but it freaked me out. And I'm like looking, I'm like, oh my gosh, and I look down, and then like I'm like, oh my god, I have a second shadow. So I pointed it out to Shaylin, who's only seen like the first 3 episodes of Doctor Who, so she obviously hasn't gone to the episode of the Bastion Errata yet. But I was explaining it to her, and I was like, but look, everyone has like a second shadow, and she goes, well, you have like 4 shadows. And I looked down, and I'm like, shoot, if this was the Bastion Errata, I'd probably be dead by now. But it was weird. I love track. I love shot. I wasn't throwing very well today. But, hey. Can't control everything in life. No. But, oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, but there was the one problem with track is that now it's probably going to interfere with Grace a little bit. Oh, that's another thing! I made it into Grace. This new school musical that we're doing at school. Obviously, I made it into Grease, and this one, it's even better. This time is even better than the times I made it into Annie and Wipeout, because I'm in Grease with Sarah and Shaylin and Nicole and Jocelyn, and we're all in the same group together. And it's gonna be so much fun. I'm so happy. Like I have people I could actually hang out with more this time than in Annie and Wipeout. In Wipeout I only had like 2 or 3 people to talk to, and in Annie, same story. But now I'll have friends, people I can talk to, because they actually auditioned this time. I'm so happy. It's just gonna be so much fun. I can't wait. Oh, I haven't made a video in a long time, and I also haven't uploaded a video in months. The plan is that I'm going to upload this video today. That's my plan, but it's been my plan for a long time to upload videos, and then I just forget. So chances are, once I finally start uploading videos again, there'll probably be so many videos in like one day. Everyone's gonna be all, why is she suddenly uploading just so many videos? And I'm just gonna be like, because I forgot to upload the other ones. That is going to be the reason that I am uploading like 10 videos in one day. Well, if I uploaded 10 videos in one day, that would probably be all the videos. But today, this meet was like I actually had someone to talk with for a while. Like Shaylin, we were using Shaylin's brother's iPod, I think it was, and like we were playing a game, The Impossible Game. we were playing that, and it's so not easy because it's like it plays this like really cool music that you get like so into when you're like playing the games. Like you have to get this little orange square to jump over these spiky thingies, and like you can't, and like get over these boxes. Like you have to jump over this one box, and you had to hold your thumb down so it jumps over these other boxes. But then you need to get back over the spiky thingies. And the whole time it's playing this music that's going along with the jumping and stuff, and it's like so you get so addicted to it, and you get so into the music, and then suddenly the square pops because you hit a triangle, you hit one of the spiky thingies or whatever, and the music just ends, and it's just this sudden silence, like an explosion pop noise, and suddenly like, what just happened? And then you feel awful, like, oh my god, I just killed this square. It's dead. What did I do? And you feel so awful and sad, and it's so addictive. So then eventually, finally, Kevin comes up and he tells Shannon, oh, hey, Mom's here, we need to leave, and he takes the game away, and it's like, he got so far in the level before he finally took the phone back, like, before he finally left, and he got so stinking far. I'm like, how can you possibly get that far? And apparently he's gotten farther than that. He just messed up this time, and it's like, oh, Kevin, I'm so, But then they left, and I was alone by myself for almost 3 hours because it took forever for it to finally sort out. Hey, texting my mom, hey, can you come pick me up? Well, where are you, RPI? RPI is huge. Where in RPI? So I was like, I don't know, the place that looks like Hogwarts, because it did. On the outside, the first thing I thought of was Hogwarts, and on the inside there's some sort of like a word thing, and it makes me think even more of Hogwarts, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this place is amazing. I wish I went to school here because it looks like Hogwarts. Like Harry Potter. Oh my gosh, it was so like, oh my gosh, so cool. But anyway, it didn't happen. The plan was that she's going to come pick me up, but she said once service is over, because she was at church. She said once service is over, she'd drive over and pick me up, but I was like, and then like 2 minutes later I realized, well, everyone else is like leaving, and they were already on like the second to last event, which would mean we would be leaving any minute, and then we left like 20 minutes to a half hour later, but it felt like longer because I was so bored. So I texted my mom back, said like, never mind, we're like leaving any minute. So she had decided to come pick me up anyway. Probably would have been when we were getting on the bus. Oh, and the bus driver is another interesting part of this thing. Like, I don't know, she's like such a nice person. Like, she seems like she gets to know all these kids that she drives, like, and all these other people on this team. And me and Shaylin were the only girl throwers there, and there were only 2 or 3 guy throwers, so there weren't a lot of throwers there today. But there were other girl throwers from the other team. And there's a girl there I met named Jessica who also likes Doctor Who. Like, I was wearing my Doctor Who shirt, and she's like, oh, I like your shirt. And she was like, I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. So then I felt like pointing out to her, like, oh my gosh, hey, you watched Doctor Who, right? She's like, yeah. It's like, did you see the episode of The Bastion Errata yet? And she's like, you know, I'm only on like season like 3. And I was like, oh, never mind then. Then you wouldn't know about The Bastion Errata. Didn't have anyone to point it out to except Shaylin, but she just seemed really confused and not interested because she doesn't really know what The Bastion Errata is. Back to the bus driver. But it seems like the other people, there weren't a lot of girls on the bus. There were like 8 or 9 girls on the bus. But like they seemed like they knew the bus driver, and there's this one guy who came out to talk to her for a second. I missed 3 meets in a row, none of which were really my fault, except for one that I didn't feel like going to. I was just like, I don't feel like going, so I'm just not going to go. But they seemed like they knew her, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, I feel like such a freak because I don't really know her. And like she's talking about how tomorrow is this one kid's birthday, so she's going to bring him Swedish fish. I was like, I wish I had a bus driver like you, but I never took the bus to school when I was a kid. I walked, or I got a ride. I didn't ride the bus, so I didn't really know any bus drivers. But I was like, if I had ridden the bus, I would have wanted someone like her because she seemed like a really nice woman. So that, and then there was a whiteboard on the front, and that she put, like, it was like magnetized or something, like on the front it said like, have a nice weekend, see you Monday or whatever. And then, like, she's talking with this other woman, this other bus driver, and suddenly she goes, "Oh no," and she takes the thing down and she erases and she writes someone else on the whiteboard and she puts it back up and it says William Carter, I think it was. It doesn't sound right. Whatever, if I'm wrong, correct me. William Carter was the first president to be born in a hospital, and then it was signed Cassie, so apparently her name is Cassie. So I was like, that's interesting, I didn't know that. I mean, I heard somewhere that there was this one president who was the first president to be born in a hospital, but I could have sworn it was a different guy. Was it John Carter? William Carter? John Carter? If you know the answer, tell me, because I'm not good at names. I remember the last one was Carter, though. 100% sure about that. And I'm also 100% sure she signed Cassie. I want Swedish Fish. I really do. I'm kind of hungry right now. No, I'm not hungry. I can't tell. Got home and I'm like, oh, I'm getting kind of hungry. But then Sarah was like, oh my gosh, you had to try this mocha drink, this like iced mocha drink that we got yesterday at Walmart in this like carton thing. And you're supposed to put ice in it, but I didn't do it. But she's like, oh my gosh, you have to try it. So I was like, okay, I'll try it. And I put whipped cream on it and chocolate syrup because that's the way you get it at McDonald's, and it tastes so good. It's so amazing. So I'm like drinking. I'm like, this is so good. And I was mixing the whipped cream with the drink, and I'm mixing it in, and I'm blowing bubbles. And it's like somehow blowing bubbles makes it taste better. It's the weirdest thing. So then and so good. But then I was like, well, I can't drink this whole thing now, or I just won't be hungry. And like there's like chicken from this leftover chicken from last night, so I made a chicken sandwich. So good too. It was like, oh my gosh. And then I finished the drink and I'm like, oh, I want to get more, but I'm just so full right now because coffee is really filling, for me at least. I'll drink a cup and suddenly I'll be like, oh, I'm so full, I can't eat anything else, and I still feel full, but I got the munchies. Like, I want to eat something, but I'm not hungry, and we have Swedish Fish, so I might just well have some Swedish Fish. I don't know. We shall see. I want Swedish Fish. I'm gonna go now because I want Swedish Fish. Wait, but before I go, there's one more thing I want to say. I might be able to put a link on the bottom, down there, but I don't know yet. I might be able to put a link leading to my fanfiction, Lord of the Rings fanfiction that I've been working on, that I want you people to read. Let me know what you think, because I have like 9 followers now for it, and like 7 people added it to their favorites, and that's so awesome. But the first time I posted it, like, I had to like take it back down because of the stupid mistake that I made, and I couldn't figure out how to fix it until after I erased the whole story. And then I was like, seriously? I had 11 followers. But whatever, it's back up now, 9 followers. Close enough. Except for this one person who thinks my character is very Mary Sue, and I would like an opinion on that. More opinions on that, because I got so many other opinions saying, nah, she's not Mary Sue. Another opinion saying, oh, a little bit, yeah, she is. But I might put a link down there. I don't know yet. So you can check. We'll soon find out. I don't know. To the Swedish Fish. Onward.